Respected dignitaries, respected principals of school, today's chief guest Mr. Kapil Iklari sir and my dear teachers. Today we are celebrating Liberation Day of Marathwada. We are celebrating Marathwada Mukti Sangram Din. Our country got independence on 15th August 1947. All the people of India, they were distributing pedhas, they were distributing laddus, they were enjoying the fruits of freedom. But the people in our area were unfortunate. We were part of India from thousands of years. The people of our area were mingled in the culture of India from centuries. But even though we were denied the natural right of being free, the main cause behind this was our area, that is Marathwada, was part of Nizam Shahi kingdom. First of all, let us try to cover some important points. The place we live in is called as a Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau has always been the center of power. Once upon a time, our area was under the control of Satavahanas. Slowly, our area was having the power center. Let me tell you about the time period of Aurangzeb. Our Marathwada was also part of his kingdom. Our Deccan area was also part of his kingdom. We all know the famous fight between Aurangzeb and Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. Up to the death of Sambhaji Maharaj, Aurangzeb was not getting successful in our Deccan Plateau. But as Sambhaji Maharaj was dead, the Adil Shahi kingdom was annexed, the Qutub Shahi kingdom was annexed, and we were under the control of Mughals. After the death of Mughals, the Mughal kingdom, the Mughals, they started becoming weak. At that time, Nizam Shah Mulk Asaf Jah, he was the Sardar, he was working for Aurangzeb. He belonged to Turkish origin. His origin was Turkish. He was from Turkestan and he was working for Aurangzeb. After the death of Aurangzeb, this Asaf Jah, Nizam Asaf Jah, he took the advantage of situation and he declared Hyderabad as the independent king. So that is the history of Hyderabad kingdom. It was started by Asaf Jah. Finally, total 10 rulers from his family, they had control over Hyderabad. Unfortunately, our Usmanabad, Nanded, Parbhani, Hingoli, these districts were part of Hyderabad kingdom. We got the freedom, but we were denied the right of being unified in Indian territory. As per the British plans, the princely states were given the right to choose whether they want to join India or Pakistan or whether they wanted to be independent. At the time of India's independence, there were 565 princely states. Out of that, only 3 states were not ready to join Indian territory. They were Junagadh, Kashmir, and obviously Hyderabad. The king of Hyderabad, Mir Usman Ali, he was the last Nizam here. He was having different plans. He wanted to be an independent king. But the people like Swami Ramananda Tirth, Govind Bhai Shroff, so many leaders of Marathwada liberation, they were putting pressure on him. Morally, it was compulsory for him to join India because 82% of the population of Hyderabad kingdom was of Hindus. Around 13% was of Muslims. And most of the residents of this kingdom, most of the residents of this princely state, they wanted to be unified in Indian territory. But he was not accepting it. The reason behind it was an organization called as Razakars. The king of Hyderabad, the Nizam Shah Mir Usman Ali, he was the puppet in the hands of Qasim Rizvi. This Qasim Rizvi belonged to Latur. He was the head of Razakars, and these Razakars were dreaming to be the rulers of India. Let me tell you, when the Indian government was trying to have police action on Hyderabad, this Qasim Rizvi asked a question to the general of the army. Are we able to fight against Indian forces? That general of Hyderabad army said, no, we are not prepared. At that time, that Qasim Rizvi said, ye gada hai. He is a donkey. If the king Mir Usman Ali is not capable of handling the affairs, the Razakars, they will took over the charge and they will continue to rule in the Hyderabad area. He said, one day I will hoist the Ashrafi flag on the Red Fort. This shows how ambitious these Razakars were. I cannot forget the injustice caused by the Razakars. I have studied. I just went through some of the situations. Here, the Razakars used to get 700 salary per month. And in a return, these Razakars, they were radical Islamist. I'm using the word radical Islamist deliberately. They wanted to rule Hyderabad kingdom as per the principles of Islam. So these radicals, they had weapons. They used to get 700 salary per month. This shows Mir Usman Ali was only the puppet. It is not possible without him, without support of him. These Razakars, they were having their stations all over the Hyderabad. And they had caused a great injustice to the people. I remember the lady, I learnt about her in my childhood. Her name is Godavari Chanke. She belonged to the Bhoom area. Her husband, he was fighting against Razakars. His son, he was also fighting against Razakars. Unfortunately, both of them were killed. The Razakars were very afraid of this Tanke family. They were quite angry on this family. This lady was all alone at home. The Razakars, they had attacked the house of Tankes. The lady was alone at home, but she was not afraid. She fired the guns and she killed two Razakars. The Razakars got angry. They set the house of Godavari Tanke in the fire. The house was set into fire and she was burnt alive. That is the only one example. The second example, Govinda Bhai Pansare, he belonged to your Nanded district. He was fighting against the Nizam Shahi officers, the Tehsildar of Mukhed area. He was taking bribes. He was taking money from the people. Against that Nizam Shahi Tehsildar, Govind Bhai Pansare, he rebelled. He united the people and he rebelled against the Nizam Shahi officials. He was able to take the charge of this area. The Tehsildar was removed from the power, and finally this Govind Bhai Pansare, he was also killed by Nizam Shah, by the Razakars. This list can go to infinity. There are so many known and unknown faces. They have sacrificed their lives for the freedom of Marathwada, for the liberation of Marathwada. At the end of my speech, I would like to pay tribute to all the known, unknown and hidden faces of Marathwada liberation. I pay my respect to them. Thanks.